ignore that. And today we're going to be making a pride cake. Happy Pride Month, everyone. By the time this comes out, it'll almost be over, but that's okay. We're still gonna do it. The idea here is to do a rainbow layered cake and then white frosting, and then I'm gonna cover the rest in sprinkles. So like your typical pride cake you see on the internet. This is the goal. This is what we're going for. Is it gonna happen? We'll see. I originally was thinking like, oh, I could do like red cake, orange frosting, yellow cake, green frost, but then that leaves you with like blue cake and then purple frosting just like on the bottom with like no, that doesn't work. As always, all the recipes I'm using will be linked down below if you want to check them out. Go check them out. It's just going to be a basic vanilla cake and a basic buttercream frosting. Then we'll dye it. That's also going to be really hard to get a bright color. It might be more like pastel because it's really hard to dye cake like that bright of a color. So we'll do our best. The idea here is to double this recipe because if we look, and there's like very thick cake layers, so if I get hypothetically like 2 out of each of their layers, we would need to do 1.5, but I'd rather have extra than not enough. So we're gonna double it. At this point, when I've used recipes, I make cake so much that I just look at the ingredients and then know the steps, because all cake is made like literally the same. That was not even a full cup. That's hypothetically 4 cups, but none of them were filled all the way. So we're just gonna do one more not quite filled. And that's probably about 4 cups. Yeah. That's like a lot. I think it's interesting that literally every recipe ever has salt in it. No matter what it is, there's gonna be a little bit of salt. It's only half a teaspoon. But there's salt. Like why? Like it's not like you taste it. I don't know. 4 eggs? 8 eggs? Do we have 8 eggs? So we don't have enough eggs. So if I'm doubling it, it calls for 4 eggs. What? That's a lot of eggs. But I have 7. So we'll do 7. And then a little bit of oil maybe? Because that's like an egg. Only half a cup of butter. That's crazy. Using 1 cup. That's kind of crazy. We're kind of winging it, whatever. This is most ingredients are in order by when you use them, and I'm already going out of order now. Creamed together. Now we have the sugar. That's just what I always do. That's what I swear. That's what every recipe does. Okay. Not what this one says properly, but I don't care. Castor sugar. No, normal sugar. Thank you. Well, there's only half a cup of sugar. Don't worry, I thought about that part. Bought another sugar. So it's fine. Usually these videos, I don't have anything I need because I just don't think about it. This is way heavier than I thought. 1 cup, 2 cups. Oh, the air tastes like sugar. I think I'm gonna regret doubling this recipe. Cake for everyone. Literally, I have no use for this cake. I'm just making it because like funsies and put it on Instagram. Who's eating this cake? Me. Me alone. Anyways. Little pebbles. That's what I always describe butter and sugar as. I love butter and sugar so much. Ready? Best part of baking? It's so good. 3 teaspoons vanilla extract. 6. And whoa. Sometimes the lid is a teaspoon. Have you heard of that? I don't know. This is a weird thing. But I want to try it. 1 teaspoon. Is it the same size as this? It is! That's cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus, it's a lot. It's a lot of vanilla extract. Smells delicious. I feel like I'm one of the only people that didn't like try vanilla extract as a child. Mix this up, and then we're gonna add the oil and eggs, I think is my thought process here. It's even better than butter and sugar. Butter and sugar with vanilla extract. Okay, so there's literally as much oil as there is vanilla extract. That was about 6. Then we start to add the 6 eggs, which were supposed to be beat first. I don't know what this recipe is. It's weird, and this is way too much egg. I feel like this is way too much egg. I'm gonna start with like 4 and see if I feel like I need more. And the way this consistency is not like other cakes I've made. Like it needs more butter almost. But I guess that's why there's so much egg. We'll do like 2, mix 2. Cause like, do you see how big that is? That's a huge egg. We're gonna add egg number 1 and just see what happens. So these are huge. There's no way I'm gonna use all 8 of these. That would be literally insane. Okay. 2 eggs. Mix. It's definitely starting to look more battery. 2 more. I think I'm gonna start with like 6. I don't know, man. Like 4 feels like enough. The cake also seemed very dense, and I don't really want a very dense cake. I want it to be light and fluffy. It looks fine. It should be a little more liquidy though, considering we could add like flour. What the heck? 1 more egg. These are quite big. It said each egg was equivalent to 2 ounces. Assuming she's saying fluid ounces, because an egg is fluid, that'd be about 1/4 a cup, and I think these are like 1/3 a cup. So we're gonna go with 5 and just see. Looking pretty good, nice and whipped. At this point, I've made my own recipe. If it goes well, maybe I'll type it out in the description for y'all to follow. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add half of this dry ingredients. Then we'll mix it up. That looks so good. Oh my god, I have to try it. I have to. Tastes like eggs. What I'm doing is 2 cups of milk, not just 1. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a cup of milk. It's everywhere. Add a cup of milk, and then we'll mix it up. So half your amount of milk, really. Now it's looking a little weird. There's a lot happening here. So now we're gonna add the next 1/3 of our flour mixture. You see? Voila. Mix it on up. I'm mixing it just to incorporate it because you really don't want to overmix it. Overmixed cake is dense and gross. Fun fact, I've never overmixed a cake because I'm impatient and just stop too early. And it's usually fine. So anyways, our 2nd cup of milk. This bowl is way too small. Use a bigger bowl, people. Don't use one that's literally gonna fit exactly. It's gonna fit like exactly this cake better. Finally, our last little bit, last 1/3 of our dry ingredients, if you will. And ta-da! Okay, mix it up. Don't fly everywhere, please. Do you see how full that bowl is? Do you see that light? That is like 1/2 inch before just falling over. Okay, taste test. Take a little. It's not like it's not good, but it's not like a wow, that's a really good cake. It's just a cake, man. It's very light and fluffy, I will say. Not like liquidy, but it is like falling off of here really easily. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. 1 more quick little. You see how deep that is? We gotta figure out how to dye this. I think the first step is just gotta be splitting it up into 6 different bowls. This is gonna take a while. That actually took like 5 minutes. It was fine. I think they're all about equal. It's really hard to tell because all the bowls are very different. Now it's time to dye them. This is gonna be a nightmare. It is so hard to dye stuff. So they're all done, and the red, I'm happy with it, looks good. Orange, I'm happy with it, looks good. Yellow, I'm happy with it, looks good. Green, I'm happy with it, looks all right. Purple, happy with it, it's okay. Blue, it looks way better on camera. It actually looks blue on camera. It's like greenish. It's not a bad color. It's a beautiful color. It's not the blue I'm going for. But I've done so much, and it just is what it is at this point. Okay, so I found these 3 pans. These are definitely cake pans. This isn't quite a cake pan, but considering it, like it's about the same size is my guess here. As first I'm gonna cook the purple, blue, and green because those are the bottom. Okay, so they're in the oven. Green is definitely thickest, and blue is definitely thinnest. So we'll just see what happens, you know? There's no way to fix it. So the blue and purple are out, good, and the green is still basically raw. I think it's because it's just cooking in a different container, so it's gonna need just a few more minutes. Okay, so I threw this in the freezer for about 10 minutes. So now we're gonna try and get them out. I'm not going to start frosting, mainly because I don't have frosting. Okay, I had to use foil instead of parchment paper. Purple's gonna be on bottom, so we can put it on the cake spin. Ooh, yep, just plots right out. I had to use foil. Never used it before. I'm nervous. It's definitely wanting to take out a chunk of cake with it. It's bad. It's really bad. I think it's especially an issue because I squished it so there was a tiny bit on the edge. Okay, this is definitely better. The whole side of the cake just completely fell apart. The disaster is really going to be when it's time to do this crumb coat. Hopefully if I freeze this, it'll come together a little more. Interesting. That's very close. Okay, we're gonna put them back in the freezer, and then we gotta cook the rest. The cakes are done. That one's like perfect. I may or may not have burned those a little bit, but it's okay. I'm letting them cool just a little bit so they're not like piping hot before I put them in the freezer. But I am gonna throw them in the freezer for longer. Maybe they'll stick less that way. That could have been part of the problem. I don't know. Okay, so my goal today is to at least get a crumb coat on this cake, get it structured in there, and then I can freeze or refrigerate it overnight. I'm still debating which would be best. So that way tomorrow I can decorate it, have fun with it, and not feel like I'm doing it at like 9 o'clock. That's no fun. I want to have it be a fun little stress-free thing. So we're just gonna do it tomorrow. Get the crumb coat done. To do that, we need to make the frosting. So let's make the frosting. So I'm just gonna be using the frosting recipe that is on the cake recipe because it's easier and it's like a basic buttercream, which was my plan. So we got 2 sticks of butter, that's 1 cup if you didn't know, and then 1 pound of powdered sugar. Just looked it up, that's 3 3/4 cup. I debated getting out my KitchenAid, but I was like, that's too much effort. I'm using the same little things as before, just the basic ones. Do you like how I never clean it? So it's just, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna fluff this. I probably do this 1 cup at a time, but I should pour it in 2, so whatever. I spilled red food dye on my shirt. I didn't even know that. Cup number 3. Slowly mix it. Maybe even half cup at a time. You don't want powdered sugar everywhere. Final cup. None of these were full, so we're gonna call it a little less. We'll just have like for good measure. Final mix up here. Vanilla extract. We need to get out the little measure because we know the lid is 1 teaspoon. This calls for 3. By the way, this is not gonna be for my whole cake. There's no way that would all work. And then 2 to 4 tablespoons of milk. I'm not using milk, I'm gonna use half and half. I recommend using heavy whipping cream. It makes it nice and fluffy and whipped. That's what most recipes say. But you can definitely use milk. I'm using half and half. We're going halfway. We'll do about that much. See if I want a little more. That's probably about 1 tablespoon, maybe 2. I like this texture. Really good, really sweet, but it's what I love. It's perfect. The simple recipe, if you look up a basic buttercream, they're all gonna be like this, and they're all delicious. Apparently I wasn't rolling the last 5 minutes. Oh my god, this is a disaster. Anyways, we're putting it together. Oh my god, it's not frozen enough. This just needs to freeze more. This blue is so sticky. Like I touch it and the cake comes out. I just put everything back in the freezer, even the other cakes, because oh my god. It's bad. It's bad. It's gonna be a fail. But it's not gonna be incomplete. It's gonna be a complete fail, okay? Not an incomplete fail. We're at least gonna do it all the way. We're not quitters. It's solidified enough that I feel like I can continue. Am I confident in this? No. Am I having fun? No. Am I disappointed? Yeah, I am. Yeah. Why am I doing that? I don't know. Stick this out in the freezer again. More butter, more frosting. Let's try to continue. Somewhere around this point, I actually ended up running out of frosting, so I made about the same size batch, except for I actually used quite a bit less sugar because I was like almost out of powdered sugar, and it ended up tasting pretty much the same, a little less sweet, which honestly might have been a good thing. Somewhere around here, I once again ran out of frosting, but this time I had no more powdered sugar. So what I did is I actually blended granulated sugar with a little bit of cornstarch, but my blender isn't the best, so it didn't totally work. Regardless, I still made frosting with it, and it ended up being okay. It was a little grainy, but you definitely couldn't tell in the finished product. Day 2, and just made some more frosting. So now we're going to like get it to a point where there's a nice layer on the outside so you don't see all these crumbs, and it's nice and frozen, so it's not gonna like crumbs are gonna go everywhere anymore. So this point is like, what the heck, man? Just go for it. Do you want to try the sprinkle thing? mean, what could possibly go wrong? I actually don't know. I can't think of anything too horrific other than there's sprinkles on the cake. We can do it. And there's like at the bottom here, there's like some stuck. I'm feeling up purple. It looks fine, okay? Actually looks good though. I'll see you with the finished product. We're gonna make a little surprise. All right, guys, the final product. It is literally all sprinkles. You can tell, but my handwriting's bad. Probably. Ta-da. I don't know what else to do. This is it. This is my cake, guys. We have to cut into it though. I don't really want to. It's so pretty. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna cut into it tonight. Ta-da. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's try it. Let's try it. It's really frozen. It's good though. Approved. There you go, my Rebel Park cake. There will be pictures of it up on my Instagram if you want to check it out. It is linked down below. So that's all I have today. Be sure to subscribe down below and ding the bell for more content like this, as well as give me a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It boosts this video and I would really appreciate it. Comment down below your favorite flavor of cake. Alright, that's all I have today. Bye everyone!